We are at the Rylander movie theater, which is a very old theater from the early 1800s. This theater is right across the street from the Windsor Hotel that we stayed at last night. We were told this morning that we are able to get in here, so at 1:30 we are meeting someone that's going to take us for a tour of this old theater. There's a lot of history here. We are about to go inside. They say it is haunted, so I'm going to take you guys with us. Here we go. Wow, look at all this. Angel Myers Martino, Olympic gold and bronze swimming medalist, 1992 to 1996. That's so cool, and they got handprints in here and everything. Wow. James Earl Jimmy Carter, Governor of Georgia, 1971 to 1975. There's Jimmy Carter's signature and handprints. That is so awesome. Reverend Robert Lee Freeman, Mary Crawford. That is so cool. Look at all these names and handprints and signatures. Rosalind Carter, that's Jimmy Carter's wife. Wow. There's her handprints and her signature. Boy, this person had some big hands. Chan Gailey. Holy moly, look at those hands. There's so many more. Victor Green. NFL Football League, 1993 to 2002. The New England Patriots and the New Orleans Saints. That's so awesome. Jeff Williams, Leroy Williams, those are football people there. This is so cool. So we're about to go inside. We're waiting for the lady named Heather to take us inside. This is called the Jimmy Carter Auditorium. Wow. All right, let's go. Okay, so we're about to go inside. We're waiting on her to come out and take us on a tour of this place. Do you get any kind of feelings when you first walk in? Not yet?
I really don't.
I don't either. Not yet. We will see if that changes.
Yeah, we were originally, we were built, the original construction was completed in December of 1920. Grand opening was January of 21.
Okay.
We had a good 30 years of life.
This is nice.
And then,
Wow.
we closed down for about 40 years.
40?
40.
Oh, wow.
And
Look at the detail of these seats. Oh my
So the funny thing about the
goodness.
seats, the company that provided these during the restoration, they never could get the end caps to look like they wanted them to look. So it's sort of a family-owned business. And the wife of the guy who was in charge of the project said, bring one home. She painted it in the garage. And it was perfect. Everybody loved it.
Wow.
So they shipped every one of these to their home. She painted them, and then they shipped them here. To
Oh
put
my
on.
gosh, really?
And that was because the company, you know, the manufacturer, they just never got them to look quite right.
Right.
And she said, well, let me try my hand at it, you know. So
Oh my
she hand
gosh.
painted. They came down
That is awesome.
probably 2 years ago, the father and son. That was the first time that I'd heard that story. The father and son came down. There's another one of our colleagues in Macon who was doing a seat restoration. And they said, oh, we got a great example in Americus. You know, let's all meet down there. So we're happy to do that.
That's awesome. And
We
what
used to
year
love
was
it.
that she did all that? Do you know about what year?
99. It would have been
Oh, it was in
late
99. Okay. Oh,
So,
wow.
The theater closed in December of 1950 and then sat empty all the way to the mid-90s. And then around 95, 96, they started the private campaigns, the fundraising to get all of that back up. And then we've been fully restored and reopened 20 years in October.
Wow, that is amazing.
So our 100th is coming up in a couple of years.
Wow, this is amazing. They just don't make things the way they used to, you know?
And we actually have a sister theater,
Wow,
the
look at
Imperial Theater
this.
in Augusta. It's the same architect. He designed the Augusta, or the Imperial. They just had their 100th. So
Wow.
they're about 3 years older.
Okay.
That's amazing.
This is
They'll be 101
beautiful.
this summer. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is beautiful. We appreciate you letting us come
Of course.
in
Thank
here.
y'all for waiting. Today's a little. I was out of the office all day yesterday, so I'm playing catch up with some folks. Today's a little.
I would love this.
Normally our Fridays are, if we don't have a show loading in on Fridays, it's mostly, you know,
Okay.
it's a good tour day.
Yeah.
It's a good day to come in for tours.
Okay. This
I
is
appreciate y'all.
so awesome.
Once you look in the backs, we're 3 levels. And we're
Oh,
classified
gosh.
as an Art Deco theater. But you can tell by that border along the top wall up there, that really is more, when you say Art Deco, that's sort of the style that people think of.
Right.
But all of the painting, all of the decorative border work that you see is all hand painted. It was all,
Wow.
you know, they cleaned and prepared and did everything to get down to the original design. Hand traced, hand cut stencils, hand painted, all of that back. So none of that is a border. All of that's hand painted on.
That
and
is
traced over from the
impressive.
original.
Wow.
Our mural above the stage here are the 5 muses. And just to give you some perspective, the muse in the middle, there, number 3, that figure is 6 foot tall.
Really?
Wow.
So it's really hard to tell from
Oh,
here.
wow.
That's
Yes.
6 foot tall.
You can't tell that those figures are 6 foot tall.
That's
So, and again, all of that, now, that
Wow.
mural took a lot of damage because the building wasn't climate controlled for 50 years. So, more of that mural is a recreation than its original,
Okay.
but a lot of stuff is more original, with just a little bit of touch up, a little bit of cleanup.
Yeah.
But that one took a fair amount of damage just because there was some roof damage in this portion of the theater. So anytime there's precipitation,
Right.
humidity is the enemy of plaster. Well, we're in South
Yes,
Florida.
that's
Y'all
true.
from Florida, you understand.
I'm from Georgia.
She's actually she lives in Georgia.
I'm opposite coast. I'm over by the beach. I'm near Brunswick, Savannah area. I'm just south of there.
Well, the Tybee Post Theater that's on Tybee Island, they are part of the same network that we're part of. We are
Oh,
part of
okay.
the Fox Theater Institute. If you've ever been to the Fox Theater in Atlanta, and they're on Beach Street. The Fox Theater has an institute for, small theaters all around the state, and so Tybee and the Lucas used to be part of that. The Grand, the Ritz in Brunswick used to be
Yeah.
part of it.
Yeah.
So we
Wow.
we do a lot of work with them. But like when we were talking about the restoration, so the flooring that we're standing on right now is not original to this space. It's original to the building. So this used to be upstairs in what was the apartment, the living quarters.
Okay.
And that's our administrative offices now. And so they sourced it, you know, from other
Right.
places in the building. So there was a really close attention paid to the details like that.
Yeah.
Instead of just saying, oh well, we'll have to tear it all out. Let's pull it from somewhere else. You know, it doesn't matter that we're sitting on carpet upstairs. Nobody's gonna see that. You know?
Right,
We
right.
want the patrons on the historic floor.
Yes,
So
definitely.
the seating was changed. Obviously, it's much more comfortable now. Mm-hmm. If we seat in all three areas, we seat 621.
Oh, wow.
Originally, that would have been closer to 800 because the balcony and gallery were the bench style seats. You know, the seats were smaller and closer together. And there's a lot of historic theaters that still have their wooden seating.
Really?
I was
Wow.
just in the theater yesterday in Madison, Georgia.
That's a pretty place.
I love that room. And they still have the original, like 1890 something, early 1900 wooden rows. But
Wow.
the seats, they just had repadded and recovered.
Oh, I got you.
So, you know,
Okay.
the actual seat part, but they're still narrow. I mean, you know, they're still built for.
So
a
this
smaller
part of
generation.
it is the original then, probably, right? You think? Or because they've got like names on each one?
No, so what they did, this was part of a fundraising effort while the theater was being restored. You could buy a seat, you purchase the seat.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So,
Oh.
and the story
Ooh.
is, no, it was our offices are.
Was that a ghost?
our offices are behind there.
Okay.
During the restoration, so I had been told that when the theater first reopened, people were very particular, and they would say, "Excuse me, you're in my seat."
Oh.
When they bought their ticket, and I do have a couple of patrons still, 20 years later, who want their seats.
Yeah.
When they buy for the season,
They want.
They want
They
their
want their
seats,
seats, yeah.
and
Yeah.
we do our very best to accommodate that.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So anything paranormal that you can tell us that you've experienced or that someone has experienced?
We do. Several people have had experiences here, but it's all benevolent. So it's
Well, that's
it's okay.
good.
We're
That's
with
good.
it.
Yeah. That's what I like to hear.
We're good with it. It's not, and it's not a ghost named Mary. Every theater I have been in, I've been in theater my entire life, and ever since I was a kid, every theater has a ghost named Mary. Why? You know, I know it was a popular name, but still.
Right.
Yeah.
So our spirit, our ghost, or whatever, is Frank.
Okay.
All right.
I don't have any information on Frank. I don't have any records that indicate to me that there was ever a caretaker here named Frank. That's just that's the story I've inherited.
Okay.
Is that Frank was a caretaker.
Okay. So does somebody give this spirit that name, Frank, or you don't really know?
I don't even know. But we say good morning, good night.
Right, right,
We
right.
say thank you.
Well, if
And
his
we're
name
very
wasn't
careful.
Frank, his name is Frank now.
Yeah. And we're very, we try to be very conscientious of just sort of acknowledging and respecting the space. There's 100 years
Yes.
Yes.
worth of energy here in this place. And you can, and it's just like with anything, you can take a brand new building, and when you pack 400 or 500 people in here having a great time and there's a live performance going on, it still sort of buzzes a little
Yes.
bit.
Yes.
You know, when the show is over. So
You're right.
a lot of times after we'll have a big show and we've gotten the band loaded out or the performers, you know, whatever loaded out, we just sort of sit on the stage and just decompress a little bit and try to sort of be in the space. And, you know, that's when we'll sometimes see stuff or hear stuff. And again, it's just, you've had 500 people here having a great time. There's
That's
just that
true.
residual
That residual energy.
you
Yep.
know, and that's what you want. You want it to be a good,
Yes.
positive.
Yeah.
Yes, you definitely
But as far
do.
as specifically, we had a young lady who was helping out with the show. She was running Spotlight, which is up there in the gallery. You've got two
Okay.
spotlights up there. To get up there, you see these 3 exit signs in this balcony, first mezzanine here. There are staircases that you go up that lead up to the 3rd.
Okay.
So she came down from her spot at the spotlight into this hallway here behind the balcony. Used the ladies' room and was headed back up the stairs to get back in place. And she lost her footing and started to fall backwards. And she felt a hand on the small of her back push her back forward.
Wow. So Frank's a very caring
Yes.
man.
Wow.
Scared her so bad that she never came back.
Bless her
Wow.
heart.
At least, wouldn't you rather have him helping you up?
Yes.
It's better him
So
helping than
that
pushing.
sort of thing.
The man that called you to get us in here told me that story.
Did he?
And that's one of the
See?
stories I wanted you to hear, so I'm glad you're hearing it now.
So Steve has been on. Steve brings tour groups through here a lot, so he's heard all of our stories. He can give the tour himself.
He could, because he was very informative on a lot of places around here. Makes me wish I was staying here longer.
That's just one
We're
reason.
coming back.
There you go.
So, so we have something like that, and we will hear and see just things out of the corner of our eye, or whatever. And because it's such a big building and we're surrounded by businesses on either side, a lot of things can be explained away. Oh, that's the sound of something on the roof, or that's
Right.
the sound of this or that,
Yep.
the other. But every now and then there's just something where we go, all right, I'm going for the night, Or you're just, and the other thing too,
This is so beautiful.
being a woman who is often in the space, I think your senses are a little bit heightened, sort of
Yeah.
that protective.
Yeah.
So, your mind is very quick to go, is that something I need to be concerned about, or is that something that
yeah,
I can explain
exactly.
away?
Yeah,
That's-
definitely.
But we've also had,
Wow.
so before my
This is
time,
so
I've been here
beautiful.
for 10 years. Before my time, we had college interns who were in here. They were working on the stage, and they decided to do a little investigating of their own. And they put a recorder to just put out on one of the arms. And I never heard the tape, but they said that you could hear everybody on the stage, everybody's voice was sort of accounted for, and then very closely to the mic, they heard, what time does the show start?
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So there was that. Another one of our interns, he and our technical director at the time were here working late at night. They were doing a light, a hang and focus on our lights. The doors that we came in to get into this portion of the theater make a very specific thud when they open and close.
Oh, okay.
So they heard the doors, they turned around, there's nobody there. He bravely goes and checks, the doors are locked, because they lock once the show is over, we lock from the outside all the way in.
Right.
Gotcha.
We sort of have our system. So doors were locked. He comes back. Our technical director is sitting with her back to the theater. He's facing out, and he sees somebody come in and go to the corner there and sit down.
Oh.
And she goes, I don't want to turn around, do I? And he said, nope, not right now.
Oh, wow.
And they just sort of, it was one of those, just sort of waited and looked back, and they were gone.
Oh, wow.
Wow,
So-
that's interesting.
That's so cool. I love hearing these
It
type of
wasn't
stories.
I don't know that it was very solid. I'd have to go back and ask him, but it was enough to kind of go, there's somebody in the space.
It's probably somebody that was just really attached to this
Yeah.
place. They
somebody that-
develop attachments to places and they come back and revisit them. I firmly believe
I
that.
do too.
Well, we had a conference here, and we were seated all the way to the gallery. This was a high school and college theater conference, so we had kids stacked to the rafters. Everybody was out. One of my interns was standing here, and we're in the middle of conversation, and all of a sudden he looks up and takes off running. And we're hollering at him, and I said, "Mark, what is it?" And he said, "Oh, there's somebody in the gallery. I'm just going to go run them off." It's college and high school theater kids, they're going to wander around. He gets up there, and there's nobody there.
Oh my
And all
gosh.
the ways that they could
Wow.
have gotten out were
Gotcha.
still locked, so
Yeah.
nobody had
Yeah.
gotten out.
Wow.
But it was enough
That is so
for
interesting.
him to go, oh, there's somebody's
Yeah.
in the building
Yeah,
wandering
so-
around, and we thought we'd cleared the house.
Right.
So he definitely saw
So he saw, he saw enough to make him take off running to, to tell him, they needed to leave, that we were closed. So things like that. And like I said, it's, we acknowledge it. We have, we've had good experiences.
That's good that you've had no bad.
Yeah.
That's good.
Some of it, some of it's just kind of,
and sometimes I don't think they even mean to scare you or freak you out, but it happens, I mean, I believe that sometimes they just can't help it. They don't mean to.
And we've always felt that it, like I said, I inherited Frank. That was the story that I inherited, whether it's reliable or legitimate or not. But one time, several years ago, I was here by myself. And at the time, I only had female employees. I didn't have any male employees at that moment. And in my office, my back was to the door. I was on the computer. Everybody had gone home for the day. I was working late. And I hear, like when you go to approach somebody and they don't see you coming, so you're like, hey, didn't want to scare you, I heard my name. I heard Heather. And it was a female voice, sort of whispered. And it was such that I said, yeah, and turned around fully expecting to see one of my employees, thinking they'd forgotten something or come back. And there was nobody there.
Oh, wow.
So I left for my meeting early that night. Because I'm like, I know Frank, I don't know you.
Right? Wow.
But I mean, you can see just as we're standing here, you see how the light plays on the ceiling?
Yeah.
I see that.
So light plays around the room in interesting ways.
I've been kind of noticing some lights, and I'm not sure what that is.
Cars go by,
Cars, that's
because we have that curtain as well, a little bit there in the center. So a lot of things like that, people will come in and they're like, ooh.
Yeah, that's
that's
true.
right.
I figured that's what that was.
And sound does weird things because my office being upstairs is over the sidewalk, is over the street. People can stand there and have a conversation in a normal voice below my window, and it sounds like they're in the room with me.
Oh, wow.
So sound bounces, and with the acoustics being what they are in here, if somebody's in here giving a tour, we can hear it in our offices.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So there's a lot of that too, that it just sort of sound bounces, light does
that's
interesting
pretty
things.
cool, yeah. Wow.
that makes sense.
Now, what kind of things do you guys offer for the community? Like, is there plays that go on or things like that?
So we are live performance.
Okay.
We have a presenter series, which is professional, national, and international touring artists. From anything from a concert to a comedian, to dance, just all sorts of live performing arts. We have a community theater.
Okay.
They do 3 or 4 shows a season. Usually at least one of them's a musical. That's all local, all volunteer, open to the public. Wow. And then we're a rental house. So we host all the dance recitals. We host civic meetings. We've done public information sessions, fashion shows.
That is awesome. Wow. So how would people get a hold of you? What's the best way to get a hold of to schedule
Just
any?
to find out what's going on.
Yeah, to find out what's going on or to schedule something. Rylander.org.
Rylander.org is our website, and then also
I will put the link in the
Facebook.
description as well.
Yeah, just Rylander Theater, and it's Rylander.
Okay.
Rylander.org, and just find us on Facebook.
Okay.
Because we'll always push out events and things like that.
Okay. So if you're in the Americus, Georgia area, you've got to come check this beautiful theater out. This is amazing.
And we're open for tours Tuesday through Friday, 11 to 4. And if you are bringing a bigger group and want a guided tour, it is better, to call and schedule that.
Okay.
But Tuesday through Friday, 11 to 4 are posted business hours, so the theater will be open for somebody, to walk you around.
Okay. Awesome. And this is in Americus, Georgia, guys, and let them know that we sent you so that they know. This is awesome.
Beautiful. If you get a chance to get by here, you need to come and check it out.
Yes, I'm just so thankful that you let us in here because this is my first time in an old theater, and I'm just blown away at what I'm seeing here. I feel like this is like something off my bucket list, I'm going to go at an old theater one day.
Yeah.
We accomplished that one
Yes,
together.
we did. This is so beautiful. It's breathtaking in here. It really is. And it's got a nice feel to
Yeah,
it.
it does.
It's got a comfy
I hope
feel.
So. I mean, you know, it's important to us that anybody that comes through the doors feels welcome and feels included.
I had a very welcoming feeling coming in here.
Good.
Not the hair didn't stand on the back of my neck, nothing like that at all. It was all
And,
good.
I mean, that is true. You don't always get that. when
You
walk
don't.
in
Right.
new
You
or
don't.
Old places.
Yep, you
Yeah.
don't.
And so that's something that our team works very hard to do.
Mm-hmm.
The building itself is warm and welcoming.
Right.
it is.
It is.
We try to make everybody feel comfortable here. So.
Yeah,
Now, he was-
your employee that's working there now was very nice to us when we came here.
Yes,
So,
very nice.
Yeah.
Yep, very nice. We felt very welcomed, and we appreciate you taking us in here and letting us see this. This is
Of course.
beautiful.
No, I'm happy to do it.
awesome.
It's really nice.
I'm gonna